Today we're assembling the 42-inch expandable Berkley table. Step one when assembling this table is you want to start with the stationary side, with the stationary legs. On this side, there's going to be 4 bolts that go into each leg. Now when I'm tightening these bolts, I like to hand start them and then finish them off with the drill later on. After you hand start each bolt, you're going to want to use your drill at a low setting to finish bolting the legs to the frame. In order for me to get my drill to fit here, you'll have to open up the extension part. So now I can make room for my drill. Before we move on to the next step, I did want to mention, when you do have the frame extended, you will find 2 extra bolt holes in each corner. Those do not require any bolts. Moving on to the next step, when putting on the legs with the wheels, you want to make sure you have your extension completely closed and locked in place. And then you want to hand start each bolt. When you're putting these bolts into these legs, you're going to have 6 bolts in each side. 4 are going to be exposed. In order to access the 2 in each leg here, you'll have to open up the extension part and open it just a little bit. You'll see in here that they're covered up when the table is closed. With having this thing extended, it kind of actually helps when you are hand tightening these things. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room to make the bolts go in straight. For your next step, you're going to take your drill and tighten up these bolts. So in order to make a little more room for yourself when putting in these corner bolts, you can open up the extension from the frame. That way you can get in there very easily. After you assemble the table and you have the table sitting right side up, once you fully assemble the table and the leaves happen to not be flush with the stationary part, there is a way to adjust that, and here's how. On the underside of the table, there are 2 screws that use a 5/32 Allen wrench to adjust it. You just loosen these screws and you can adjust the height of those leaves. An important thing to note about this table is after you have fully assembled the table, it will take 2 people to flip the table upright. The reason why is these tables are very heavy, and putting a lot of tension and torque on these legs could chip the powder coating.